Oh, Miss Jessie. Girl, you coming on with a bang, honey. Coming on with a bang.
And I'm like, come on through, Cookie. I want to pull my soapbox. That's basically it. Let's talk about drag in all its forms. What, Cookie?
Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is my review for Love and Hip Hop Miami. This is season 2, episode 2. Miss Jessie Woo. Miss Jessie Woo. Miss Jessie Woo, honey. We're gonna talk about Jessie in a little bit. Girl. Okay, we'll see. We're gonna start off though. We see Trick and Gunplay actually having a conversation, and Gunplay kind of was telling him what was going on with him and Kiara, and that he basically wants her back, that kind of thing. Trick goes into the whole thing of him and Trina. Trick is making absolutely no sense. It's just she's Hollywood, this, that, thing, and the other. She wants to be the Diamond Princess, and all. None of what Trick is saying is making any sense. It's like, Trick, what's the problem really? It seems like there's some jealousy going on. Like Trina has some stuff going on and people are reacting to it, and they're not reacting to Trick and his stuff. And he kind of scared of how this is going to turn out. And he's just putting up walls and deflecting to keep from dealing with what the actual issue is. Now that's what I'm seeing. But Gunplay was like, listen, I'm staying out of other people's business. He really didn't have anything to say. Just listened, and that's what friends do. Just listen. Don't say nothing when you know they full of shit. Because right now, Trick full of shit. You done been with him. You done seen him not showing up for studio time and all that other shit. Just don't say nothing. Just let him go. He's just old and cantankerous as hell. And he is. He's really old and cantankerous. I'm like, damn, Trick. But anyway, moving on. We got Spectacular, Ray J, and Lil Fizz. I said, come on, man, hurry this scene up because I'm not going to do this for no half hour with these three. But they talked about basically Pretty Ricky and how they've completely fallen out, and Spectacular's family and his relationship with his dad. So he basically he lives in California with his old lady, and then they're engaged. They got a baby. He had a whole life going on, and he's kind of estranged from everybody, from the group, from the family, and from his dad. But he wants all of that together. So Ray J and Fizz were just kind of talking to him. Fizz was saying about how B2K had broke all up, and it was like terrible. So it's kind of the same thing that's going on with Pretty Ricky. And Ray J was like, that family piece, you got to get that family piece together, And he's like, if that's what you want, just try to fix it, So I was like, okay, well, that wasn't too bad of a scene. But God knows, when I see the three of them there together, I was like, this is going to be some bullshit. But it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad at all. JoJo. Why am I feeling differently about JoJo? Y'all know I was like Team JoJo. Y'all know I like JoJo. But JoJo is rubbing me wrong this season. Like, oh my God, JoJo, like, I'm ready to punch you in the back of your head. Like, what are you doing? Anyway, she goes in to a rehearsal where Prince and Bobby are actually there hanging out. And something's so weird. Now, I don't want to feel like I'm jumping on the bandwagon with everybody else, but Prince and Bobby, I love the friendship, I guess. I love that they cool, but this is a completely different Prince than what we had before. I don't know if they told Prince change that image and become more interesting, or something, because you remember before he was like this little narcissistic punk. Little narcissistic punk, and now he just seems like this very needy, slightly messy queen is how his character's coming across. Is that me, or do you all see that? I don't know. Kind of irritating. And then I'm tired of hearing that, you know what I go through to be his friend? Well, I mean, okay, it happens. It happens. But are you going through it because you really, really like him and you want to be friends with him? Or are you actually going through it as a way of deflecting what's really going on? So I have questions. I don't know. I don't believe that um I don't believe that Bobby and Prince are messing with each other. But it seems like a deflection of what you're actually dealing with. And I'll just use this part of it. They're saying I'm gay because of me being friends with Bobby, not there being calling me gay because I may actually be gay. I don't know. It just, again, remember, I've had lots of gay kids. I've helped along lots of gay youth in their little walk. And I've seen this before. So I don't know. I could be wrong. I've seen this before. Okay, but anyway, is it just me? And I'm speaking from a place where, I've seen this before. Or do you think it's something else? Because this is a completely different Prince. And things can change in a year. I've seen people change, their whole personality change when you try to step into your light, honey. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Y'all tell me what y'all think. But anyway, JoJo went in there and she just popped the shit right off. Well, I don't know if you're here for him and this, that, and she just came in and her energy was like, she just came in and kind of like jumped on him. She kind of jumped on him. It was like, you said this and you said that and this, that. She's like the bone carrier, kind of. And then the next thing you know, it was like going down. And then she starts saying, like, don't get in my face. Don't get in my face. He really, really wasn't in her face at all. He really wasn't in her face. I was like, JoJo, what are you doing? Like, I love that she always stood her ground and all of that, but she's like starting shit. Like, I'm watching her literally sideways starting shit. You know what I mean? She puts herself in a space where she look a little innocent, and then she literally starts to shit, and then she blows all up. And I'm looking at her like, this becoming a pattern with you, bitch. I see you. I see you. What you giving? You trying to get some camera time, and you starting shit on the slide. I see you, JoJo. Don't like it, but I see you. Now, Prince, that's what I'm saying, that you acting like a needy queen. You're acting like a needy queen. You was doing too much out of you. That stripped your clothes off. Why did you strip your clothes off? And with your little bony self, and then you running, and you're literally running from the security. The security are chasing you. Why? Why is the security chasing you, Bobby? I mean, Bobby, Lord, Prince. Why are they chasing you? And I never, he was never going to hit her or anything like that. I never got that feeling. I know he got very, very angry because of how she was coming at him. He didn't understand it either. Like, what are you doing? It's called camera balls. It's called getting some airtime. That's what it is, Prince. Don't worry about it too much. But yeah, JoJo, bitch, you were out of order. You were completely out of order. Completely. And you didn't do anything because guess what they were? They were still together. The next time you seen the two of them, they were together. So leave their friendship alone. I think you're in the midst of. Bobby actually has some issues and some questions about whether or not Prince was using him, and I think in a way he is actually using him. I think so. I definitely think he's deflecting upon him and using his friendship for his own good, and it's a lopsided friendship. But JoJo, you ain't got nothing to do with it. You ain't got nothing to do with it, and you are being extra for your own purpose. So in essence, you using Bobby too. So go sit down. I ain't got time Because remember, Bobby was the breakout star. So everybody got to get up next to Bobby now. Take it for what it is, Bobby. It comes with the territory, baby. Moving on, we meet this Chaotic. He looks a fucking mess. But when they play his music during the break, his music is good. His music is good. I said, oh, wow. I said, okay, come on now. And y'all know I ain't even no real big rap music fan, but the little piece that I heard, I liked it. The music was good, but he looks like shit. But he's friends with Miami Tip. They went over to the house. Child, look at Tip. Talk about she went there to get her hair done by his sister. The fuck was she doing? If that shit don't look like some shit from the third day of beauty school, it was horrible. I didn't even understand what it was she called herself doing. Why couldn't you just say y'all was going over to the house to chill? You standing in the living room, you whip your wig off, ain't nobody washed no hair or nothing. And you didn't come there with your hair washed because you had waves on the side that was lifting up. You know there was gel in there. That's why she wasn't combing over there, because there was gel in there. And y'all sitting in the middle of the little nasty living room. I said, that was a whole mess. That was giving projects. That whole scene and the way the house was set up, the way they was acting in the house, it was giving project tease. I said, y'all might not want to do that. That was terrible. But Chaotic, he been shot like 17 times, he said, but he likes him some Joy. I said, oh, God, okay. Later on, we actually see him. We go to Chaotic, has this little showcase, and Prince was there, and Bobby was there. And it was all right. It was okay. Tip was there, and Joy was there, and Chaotic was flirting with Joy, and Joy's panning dust, and it was cute, little scene. It was cute enough. And Chaotic and Prince met, and this is when we found out that Prince is now trying to do music. And Chaotic was like laughing at him at first, but then, by the end, because Prince was kind of in his feelings a little bit. That's why I said, look at you acting like a needy little queen. I said, what is going on? What happened to all that narcissism you had going on and all that bravado? And now you over there all in your feelings every time somebody say something. Girl, you're all over the place. You act like you on hormones, girl. Simmer down, Prince. But anyway, Chaotic said, we're going to go into the studio. I need you to go half on the studio time. But remember, Prince is so rich, he'll do it, But he's going to go in, and they're going to go to the studio. So it's going to be interesting to see what they come up with. That'll be interesting. Later on, we see Trina and her boyfriend, Ray, the odd couple. Cute enough, but he looks so young. He just looks so young. And I said, you better get you a fresh little piece, Miss Trina. And he's just so small. Like everything about him just is little. I said, well, come on. Okay. But he's good for her. He's sitting there listening to her and, gave her some good advice. You give it a try. Give it one more try. Talk the trick. Put everything out on the table. If he don't give you what you want, then you move on. And then you can say you tried everything. So I was like, well, he's good for Trina. But, boy, they it's funny when you see them. It's like the baddest bitch, and then you got this little meek little guy. And I guess that's perfect because, opposites attract. So that was cool. But the funny part is Trina's she turns up, but Trina kind of quiet when she ain't, when she ain't on stage or ain't snapping out. She's pretty, laid back. So I don't know. I guess they're cute enough. Anyway, then we got Amara and JoJo. And I'm looking at both of them, and I'm questioning Amara too, because y'all know I'm team Amara, and I'm like, Amara, your attitude is a bit much. But they said that Amara is very bougie, and I see bougetto. I do. I see her being a little bougetto, and I'm all right with that. I would be. I'm all right with that. But some of it, there's some bitchiness in there that I don't care for too much. This piece about you and other people's men, for some reason, you didn't seem defensive enough for me to say that you were totally innocent. So I'll say that. She don't like Bobby. She don't like Bobby, and I don't understand that. Because she's like, he's so extra. He's no more extra than you, Amara. So I'm like, is there a little jealousy there, Amara? And that's because the two of them, The two of them from last season, the two of them are the breakout stars from this piece of Love and Hip Hop is Bobby and Amara. Are you a little bit jealous, Amara? Is there a little competition? Is that what's going on? Because for what he's just so extra, but so are you. So are you. But you done cried all over the media about folks calling you a black bitch last time. And Bobby done went and flipped the narrative about him being a little sissy over the thing. Y'all both had y'all moment for people to fall in love with y'all. And it happened. People have fallen in love with the both of you. What's really going on, Amara? You seem to me like you're coming across like you're a little jealous of Bobby. And I don't think you have any reason to. You're the one with all the music and stuff out. You got all the music and you got videos and stuff. Bobby's doing his thing, but it's not popping off the way your stuff is popping off. So what's the problem? Look like you be trying to be cool with him. What you need to do is get over there and do something with Bobby. The two of y'all do something together because y'all are so extra. It would probably be fantastic. Visually, I think it would be off the chain. Anyway, moving on. They talked about Bobby and all of that, and she's telling her basically like to stay away from him. She's blaming Bobby for everything. And I'm like, wait a minute. And then JoJo was kind of blaming Bobby for the situation with her and Prince. I'm like, no, baby, that was all you. That was all you. And then they talked about Jesse Wu and Tip and the gunplay thing. And Amara was just so, I ain't about to think about Woo Woo. She gonna call her Woo Woo, Woo Woo. You know, she was real dismissive and not very defensive about these accusations about her chasing other people's men, which really made my gator go up and say, Amara, we're not trying to snatch other people's men, are we, baby? We're not playing that little nasty game. We're not the cleanup woman now, are we? Because that's a bad rep to get. You don't want that. So we're going to see. JoJo said, you know, you need to sit down and actually have a talk with Jesse and see what goes on. I said, okay. So in the midst of that, Tip and Jesse Wu actually had a conversation. She says, yes, I'm going to go talk to them. We're going to straighten up this thing with me and this Amara girl, this, that, the other. And I thought everything was cool. I thought Jesse was being really cool about everything. I said, okay, cool. So that's what's going to go on. So before we get to that, Pretty Ricky. Child, we see a whole scene with Spectacular and his whole family. They gave me a headache. The whole family. They just gave me a headache. You left, and this, that, and the other, and on it. Just too needy. That whole family. Just that mother, all needy, and everything was all about her. That really wasn't about her, and you left, and then the girlfriend, you snatched him away from me. And I said, she wanted them mothers, honey. Girl, sit down. Sit your ass down. And I see why Spectacular pretty much is falling all out with the family, because the family tries to control him. I don't even think he's the baby, but that's how they're acting. Like he don't have no mind of his own, and he just, they're all trying to run him. I said, I would have got the fuck away from y'all too. I would have gotten the fuck away from you all too. But his whole thing is trying to put the whole group back together. And that baby Blue, I'm looking at him, I said, he's an issue. He's a narcissistic punk. He really is. He really thinks his ass weighs the time. And you can see it. He just got this attitude. He's over there like, everybody need to bow to him. I said, okay. Sure enough, when they got in there, Blue and Pleasure P got to going at it right away. They start going at it, and you can see exactly who was who in the group and where the problems lie. Blue thinks that he runs everything and he thinks he's the boss. Pleasure is just used to them running over top of him, and he's just happy to be in the group and happy to perform. He loves the whole performance aspect of it and be in the group, but he is not really a part of the problem. He's the voice of reason that nobody pays any attention to. Blue and Pleasure both want to be the lead singer. Okay, they both want to be the lead and they both want to be the boss, so they keep clashing. And then it gets to a physical thing, because Pleasure said, I'll beat your little ass. And that's where it seems like it always goes. It gets real out of hand until the point where Pleasure says, I'm going to whoop your ass, and then they have to just disperse because Blue is just a mouth. He ain't no fighter, I don't believe. I believe he's just a lot of attitude and a lot of short shit, but he ain't no fighter. And then that other one is just a fuck up. He's just a drunken junkie fuck up, allegedly. He's a fuck up. That's the best. That shit's not gonna work. It ain't never gonna work. It ain't never gonna work. They old. The shit's tired. They ain't growing up. They ain't gonna grow up. They just ain't got to be old people who don't vibe. Pleasure P knows in his mind that he really don't need them. And that shit ain't never gonna work. But we'll watch as long as y'all want to keep on with this train wreck. But I'll be watching the tracks. This shit ain't gonna work. Y'all tell me what y'all think in the comments. I think that is a whole ball of mess and a recipe for just fuck shit. But anyway, moving on. Trina sits with Trick. Another ball of mess. Trick is sitting there. He's steady shelving her. Through the conversation, he ain't paying her no attention, really. He's doing everything else but listening. And all I'm hearing is Trina's popping. And Trina's what the people want at this point. And Trick not so sure that he is. And he's deflecting and holding everything up. And he's told, oh, you and your solo album, this, that, the other. She's like, didn't I tell you I'm not going to release my solo album until after the Trick and Trina project is out and done. It'll be a long time after that. Then I'll release my stuff. But here, her shit's all done. So he's literally holding up. You are fucking up the church's money, Trick, with the bullshit. Like he don't want her album to come out at all. That's some old ugly crabs in a barrel, jealous bullshit. What are you doing? And he just continued on. And she said, you're holding up the business. You know, he going on and on until she got so mad. She told him, look, I'm done with it. It's over, baby. You be the whole TNT project, okay? You be Trick and Trina. I'm out. I said, girl, there you go. That was the best answer in the world because he fucking off. He fucking off with his old, mean, crazy ass. She went on about her business. I was like, damn, that's horrible. Trick, you need to get that shit together and go find Trina, apologize, and try to make whatever money you can make. It is what it is. It is what it is. And music has changed. And maybe that shit that you do, maybe it won't be popping. I don't think it'll be popping on the level that Trina's will be popping. I think she's going to get more traction with her stuff than you will with yours. You know, the day of all that old nasty rapping and being so curt, it kind of came and went. But I mean, people are going to buy to support you, you know, because you are who you are. But it's only going to take you so far. You won't be any competition for her. But remember, girls and the guys don't really compete against each other anyway. So cut it out, Trick. Go sit your motherfucking ass down somewhere. You're just as simple. You over there trying to buy these old knockoff ass clothes and shit. And it was a mess. He got on my nerves real bad. Anyway, let's move on. Last thing. We sit down with Amar, JoJo, and Jesse Wu. This was the craziest shit ever. First of all, it was fake. It was fake, Mona. It was fake, and we could see it was fake. And I'll tell you why in a minute. But the conversation. So, Jesse Wu, you're a bitch. You're a bitch. You're one of them little smart mouth bitches. And then she had the whole, because first you came in and said, hey, sister, this, that, thing, the other. Everything was real cool. Her and JoJo was sitting there having like a real, like they was cool. They was kicking it and everything. Then when Amara came in, JoJo, you're a bitch too. Because when Amara came in, bitch, you switched up on Jesse. But you switched up on Jesse to the point where I would have been okay with JoJo if she switched up on Jesse, because Jesse's one of them bitches that she had it in her mind that there were certain things she was going to say to Amara, and it didn't matter what Amara said. And it was all really her argument was if Amara would have came in with the smart shit, well, fuck you, bitch, I don't care. That kind of attitude, Jesse was ready for that. And she was telling her, you know, what you better not do and how you better not do it and this, that, all that. She had all that shit ready. But Amara threw her off because she came in and Amara was like, listen, I don't know about all of that, what your boyfriend told you and all of this, but I'll say this. If there's anything that you think that I may have done that made you feel a type of way, I sincerely apologize. See, that fucked Jesse up. Jesse wasn't ready for that. Jesse was ready to argue. So she's a bitch. So she just went forward with the argument because I need my spot and I need my time. So she went forth with the argument, which made her look crazy. And she just was like, well, what you better not do it no more. This, that type of thing. So that just JoJo was fueling that. And before it even got to that part, JoJo kind of started snapping at Jesse. And where my problem came in with JoJo was it was premature. It was premature, which made you look like a fake bitch, because if Amara wasn't able to handle Jesse and Jesse was like just going off on Amara, how it ended up being, because Amara's attitude was all the way down like, wow, what's really going on? And Jesse was like over there with all of this. If JoJo had came in once it had progressed to that, I would have been like, all right, JoJo, that's cool. You were standing up for your girl. But it wasn't. Before Amara brought it down, JoJo was already barking. JoJo started barking at Jesse before Amara was barking at Jesse. Because when Jesse kept with the bullshit, then Amara was like, listen, wait a minute now, girl, hold up now. I'll do whatever I want to do. Don't tell me what to do. And then it just went from that. And JoJo and her just started going at it. And JoJo took a glass and threw her fucking drink on Jesse. And I was like, wait, hold up. JoJo, why you just sit there and try to steal the scene? Because the scene was really about Amara and Jesse, and JoJo just went and tried to steal the scene. That's all that happened. You jumped in that argument, took it up, threw that drink on that girl, and then the two of them get to going back and forth. They throw their drink on each other. Amara just stood up and like got out the way and was just looking at them like, and she was saying, JoJo, Jesse, come on, what are y'all doing? You know what I mean? Amara was not here for that shit at all. She here for some shade being thrown, but she wasn't here for that physical shit. And then Jesse just went over the top and literally took and threw that shot glass at Amara, because they got JoJo way over on the other end of the room. Amara's in the middle, not, she's just like, the fuck. She threw a shot glass at Amara, missed her, and hit one of the security people. Thank God it hit him instead of that man that was sitting at the bar, because the security person was standing right by this man sitting at the bar. The shot glass actually hit the security person, thank God. And then she threw a bottle of liquor, and it got all over Amara, and it hit Amara in her back. And that's what I said, well, this was fake, and it was set up, because that bottle of liquor and that shot glass were plastic. They were plastic. So, okay, Mona, we caught you. We caught you in that. But the whole thing with this, what pissed me off was JoJo was putting 20 on 10 way early into the conversation, and that just pissed Jesse off, and it just made that thing escalate. JoJo, you need to go somewhere and sit down. You doing too much. You ain't got nothing going on for yourself, and you're getting into everybody else's storyline. You're trying to make everybody else your storyline. You don't have a storyline. You need to sit your ass down, because you're making me not like you. And Amara, stay away from other people's men, bitch. Because I still can't say that you didn't do it, bitch. So you stay away from other people's men. Don't be like that whore. You can have any man you want, and it ain't got to be somebody else's man. Jesse, you're a bitch. You're a bitch. You went in there to argue. You ain't going there to act nice. You went in there to argue, bitch. And it just was what it was. So, hey. Welcome to Love and Hip Hop Miami, child. Anyway, all right, y'all. Y'all tell me how y'all feel about it in the comments. I'll talk to y'all next week. Later.